Dear brothers, what's up, boys? Big Friday. We're going to get after it this morning. So last night I had a very good conversation with a guy that I've actually never met until last night, heard of him, but we were kind of getting into the weeds on business stuff, specifically kind of places that people have failed our specific profession over the last 20 years. And I kind of finished up the conversation and, we were doing the typical thing of like, they screwed this up, they screwed that up, that led to this. And, the domino effect occurred. And I won't get into the weeds on that because it's not the important part of this conversation today. But what it reminded me of is the fact that a lot of people that are in my current profession or even in several others will take what's happened before them, the shortcomings of those who have come before them, and they use that as their excuse that their life stinks. Or they use that as an excuse that I can't progress because they set us up for failure. And so on this beautiful Friday morning, I want you to kindly get that out of your fucking head. Cussing already this morning. Your position in life right now is 100% on you. Even in the event that you have been dealt bad cards or your profession has kind of screwed you and that they didn't train you well enough or blah, 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 blah. It is irrelevant. You have the personal agency as a man to go forth and change whatever you have going on. You have access to everything. And I'm saying this from a place of I was one of those people. I know when I got out of school, I spent a couple of years traveling and I was just like, I don't like this. I do not like the situation that I'm in. I think that these people have screwed us. I think that they took a bunch of our money, which I obviously voluntarily gave them, but I don't have the skill set necessary to go do what I need to do. And I feel like we're just kind of a cog in a wheel and I don't like it. And so I made a very difficult decision and was like, well, I can have comfort in my safety of what I'm currently doing, or I can say, screw this, it's time for me to go off and I need to figure this out on my own because that's all that I can really do. So as opposed to me just complaining that my current situation sucked, my ceiling of income was going to suck, my lifestyle was just not what I wanted it to be, and just being like, oh, but that's somebody else's fault. They set me up for this. Oh, it's the world of physical therapy's fault. It's strength coach's fault that we're having to sit and work for decades before we do anything worthwhile. It's somebody else. It's the other man's fault. And there's nothing I can do about it. I chose to do this, but like, hey, these are the cards I have. So, oh, well, no, absolutely not. Fuck all of that. You have the ability at this current moment right now to go create anything that you want. Anything. I have just had it like up to my ears with hearing too many men talking about how life is too unfair and I didn't get what I needed because somebody else screwed me. Enough with it. All of you listening to this, and I'm sure this is falling, I'm preaching to the choir here. I get it. I'm not yelling at any of you. I love all of you. But all of us need to be that transition of change for the world. When people look at us, they should go, damn, look at what John did, man. Like he was given some pretty tough luck and somehow he's finding a way to still get after it, to succeed. And that strictly comes out of us not being victims. End of story. You are not a victim to what's happening around you. Yes, I actually can imagine that many of you have had real shit luck. Tough stuff has happened in your life. You know what? Tough stuff's happened in my life. Tough stuff happens in everyone's life. That's part of this world that we live in. Suffering isn't something that you can just avoid. It's going to happen to you no matter what. All that you can control is your attitude and the work that you do. End of story. The rest of it, put at the cross. Because all of you listening to this have gifts that need to be seen by the world, but we are destroying those gifts when we complain and when we drag our feet and when we point the finger at other people. We have to stop it today. fired up on a Friday right now. But understand something, fellas. You are gifted. And those gifts need to go to somewhere. But so many of us live this entire life of being like, oh, well, all I do for a living is sit behind a computer and, I can't move up in my company because I'm not qualified enough, or they always give it to this person, or there's nepotism here. Get rid of all that. You cannot control external things at all. They have nothing to do with you in any capacity. You can only control what happens inside your beating heart and in your mind. Take those things and go forth with them. If you don't like the situation that you're in, it's not working out. Okay. You have enough options in this world to go do whatever you want. There are jobs. There are other opportunities. You're like, we just have to get off this high horse, or this high horse is the wrong term. We have to get out of this mindset that the world owes us anything. I've got a great buddy right now. I interviewed him for our coaches podcast and all that long ago. The dude basically died. He was in a self-induced coma last year and really shouldn't have lived, right? Tough deck of cards. He was a strong guy, lost like 50 pounds of muscle mass, pretty much died, had a family, 3 little girls, a wife. Dude comes out of it and just gets right back after it. World dealt him basically a death blow, and he was like, nah, I'm not going to let this happen. Same guy is currently going blind and knows that in a relatively short time period in his life, he's probably not going to have his vision. Meanwhile, is he complaining? Is he pointing the finger? Is he cursing God? No, the dude is crushing it because he's like, hey, these are the circumstances I've been dealt. I can't do anything about, but guess what? I can control my thoughts. I can control my feelings. I can control getting after it every day. He is now inspiring more people than anyone that I even know. That includes myself. But that all starts with everyone, all the men listening to this saying, you know what? Fuck the excuses. I can do this. God gave me gifts that the world needs. And you know what? I'm capable. I am worthy to go out and show people this stuff. That should give you confidence. You were made for a purpose. No more pointing the finger. No more blame game. You have all the tools you need. If you need help with them, there are men out there that are there to help you. I'll help you. My friends will help you. Reach out to good men and be like, hey, I really feel like I've got some good stuff I can do. What do you think? That's our job. Be a community of men that goes forward and crushes. But we cannot be a community of men that complains. Leave the complaining shit to other people. We have better stuff to do and things to conquer. Whew, that's Friday. Happy Friday. Let's get after it. I'm jacked up. All right. I'm out. I love you all. God bless. Be strong. Let's get after it, boys.